Well, I'm gonna post this video. You're not gonna see me do anything today. I'm just gonna explain what happened or the issue that I had with this car. The problem with it, so it's a 2012 Nissan Altima with the 2.5S. The problem was the CVT transmission. I think we all know that they fail a lot, especially with the mileage on this car already. But the symptom for it was a little bit odd in this particular case. So the client told us that it lost acceleration, that he would turn it on and he would accelerate it, rev it up, and the RPM will work just fine. But once he put it into gear or reverse or driving, and he would get one acceleration, and after that, like, it wouldn't accelerate. Like, you hit the pedal, the RPM wouldn't go up, it wouldn't do anything. So he brought it to us. He was telling us to clean the throttle body and swap out the throttle body, assuming it was that. But once he brought it, I started checking this thing out. The first thing obviously was get the codes. I went in there was no codes other than traction control. But in the engine or PCM, there was no codes for the throttle body, the throttle position sensor, or any accelerator pedal codes. It was nothing. So the next thing I did was check the transmission. It did have codes. I think it was like solenoid A, and then it had the stepper motor. So anytime so far that we have any Nissan with the CVT come in and it has that code, that stepper motor, we know it's the CVT. We even try to replace those and they don't work, and it's always the CVT. Most of the times we just swap out the units. But this car was just given those codes, but it made it seem like it was something related with the throttle of the computer, right? But as I was checking, I was like, okay, so it has the stepper motor, so it has to be the CVT. It's weird. Most of the times you still should get the engine to rev up and not lose RPM, like if it was some type of throttle issue. But I still checked it out, and I did recall that I did have another problem like this on a Nissan Maxima. On that one, the client left it without oil due to an oil leak. And I do remember that once I added oil to it, the car would do exactly this same symptom, where you rev it up and there was no RPM on it. But I knew with that one for sure was the CVT, since it was like bone dry. So I was like, you know what, this could be the same situation. And so I checked the oil was fine. So I was like, okay, but still, just recalling that particular symptom or that particular case in that car. So what I did, I decided to drop the transmission oil pan down to see what it looked like. And sure enough, whenever I took it down, there was a lot of metal shavings on the magnets and all around the oil. The oil was really black. And sure enough, once we saw it, like, okay, yeah, definitely this is the problem. So if you're having some type of problem on this and you have a Nissan, we already swapped out the transmission, already ran it, and it's running perfect. It's not losing acceleration. So if your car is doing that, where you turn it on and you could rev it up without gear, and then the moment you put it into gear, it stops accelerating, no RPM, it's definitely going to lit mode because of the transmission. But you're not gonna have codes on the engine with accelerator pedal or anything like that, any codes with such things. You will have codes in your transmission, definitely the stepper motor. So if you're having the similar issue like this, just drop your oil pan, look at it, and see how it is. And if you have any metal shavings or excess of wear on there, so it's most likely gonna be your transmission. So like I said, there was not much in this video to check, but I just found it crazy. The symptom it was doing, and most people think it would be throttle body related, but in case anybody's having it, that's why I'm posting it and just kind of talking on it. So hopefully it helps you out. If you're having some type of issue like that and you have no codes, and you're already decided to clean the throttle body, swap out the throttle body, and you're not getting codes other than transmissions, and you have good oil in your transmission, drop your pan and look at it. It's most likely going to be bad, and you're going to have to replace that CVT on it. But hopefully it helps somebody out. If not, I'll take the video down there.